Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and here we have a new knife from BESTECH, the BESTECH KEEN 2, which this is a big, large knife. I do not know the designer. Forgive me. I was trying to look up the information. I couldn't find it. But titanium frame lock, titanium milled pocket clip, and backspacer. And it has an S35 VN, beautiful clip point blade. Straight clip point blade. It looks gorgeous. Lots of cutting edge there. The ergos are so comfortable. I mean, this is a great example of a large knife. The ergos match the blade. The blade grind matches the size. It's a frame lock. You know, they did a lot of good things on this. Now, I do have some complaints, and we'll go over that here in a second. But we have the multicolored G10. I'm not sure how many color options it'll come in, but I'm sure there'll be, you know, different versions. The blade geometry is, you know, it's good for the size of the knife. It's not super thin behind the edge, but it's nice and thin. So with their edge angle, it's about 15 thousandths behind the edge. So that's really good for a knife this size. Now, of course, if I put my own edge on it, it would be probably like 18 thousandths behind the edge if you lower back the edge angle. Now, let's talk about the action, which is really good. You have thumb studs that you can reverse flick or thumb flick. Then you also have this hole or fuller where you can kick it off too. It's not going to best for the thumb flick because you have the stud there, but you can do it. And you can reverse flick it off the fuller. Good access to the lock bar. Beautiful access. Nice comfortable disengagement. It feels nice and premium right there. Feels really good. The lockup, you can just hear it. That blade pulls in really, really nicely. Good size stop pin. I'm glad it's not a little dinky size stop pin. Good size. Yeah, like I said, a lot of good things on this. Now, really quick, couple complaints. So one, the sharpening tool and plunge grind, I think it's kind of unacceptable, especially on, you know, somewhat of a more robust blade, because when I lower back the edge angle, which I most likely would, I'm going to be close, if not hitting the plunge grind. So I'd rather it just be way separated, separate the edge from the end of the plunge grind, not the beginning of the plunge grind. I think companies think that you want to separate the edge from right here. No, you want to separate the edge from here, from the end of the plunge grind. Not that big of a deal, but you know, it's something. The drop on this thing, I should have talked about that already. Very, very, very smooth. Look at that. Basically a fall shut action. Now, my next complaint is the thumb studs are kind of uncomfortable. So if you take a look at them, you see how they have like a ring around it's like a ridge around the edge. The thicker portion right there, that's not the most comfortable. I wish it tapered down more. I wish we had more of a placement for the thumb. Let me show an example really quick. Like this, where you can see how there's plenty of rings where it's a nice comfortable place to put your thumb to kick off. This one, you can see it only has a couple rings, and then you have the big ring that goes around it that's not comfortable. So, you know, especially with a large knife where it's got a, you know, somewhat of a stout detent. Now, is it that big of a deal? No, it's all right. You'll get used to it, but it could be way better if it had thumb studs like these. Now, other than that, I would say T6s. I don't know why we're still using T6s, especially on a big knife like this. You know, just use T8s across the board. You know, even with the steel lock bar insert, just do a T8. You know, it looks better and it doesn't strip out as easily. And that's the reason why they're better having T8s, because T6s strip out all the time. And most likely, most knives should come Loctited. So the fact that it's going to be Loctited, you don't want the risk of stripping out the only, you know, screws you have in the knife. You want to make sure that they're nice and strong, and T8s are much, much stronger. Now the blade shape and, you know, everything, you're going to be able to use the tip just fine. You're going to have plenty of belly for skinning and things like that. Lots of blade length for slicing. You can easily turn it around and cut straps. It's a big knife, but a really good knife, and I'm impressed. It is really good. Like I said, I have a few little nitpicks, but they are not that big of a deal. But there you guys go. Just a quick look at the new BESTECH KEEN 2. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.